Thanks. So as we have already our sketch, but before going to the paints, for example, what we can do that can be useful. So instead of, let's say, just putting it colorful, we still follow, let's say, the shape and the story of light and shadow. So this one, let's say you can mark maybe some interesting areas to have them more clear, yes? So for example, if we analyze the image of, if we had, okay, it's a little bit shiny on the screen, but so just kind of sit and take a look. So I have the light all here on this previous drawing, it's all coming from this side. So then I say, okay, then the right side is all in the shadow. So this I can use, let's say, to choose the color. I'll be choosing maybe lighter tones. So I can use purple, but darker purple on this side and lighter purple on the other. And then of course, I don't know, the some shadows as under the ear. So yeah, kind of a bit following still this classical rule, because we can make it even in reverse. But then it's probably kind of just following that everything is in reverse, and then it will end up like, you know, sometimes in phone you have these filters, you know, and they can do the pictures like they do it the opposite. And the other thing what we also follow is kind of the shapes. So we can also see, let's say, the shape of the nose, and then we see that somewhere it's the shadow, because, you know, kind of the nose also has a triangle shape that has its side and the frontal part, also the cheeks, you know. So let's say we go colorful, but we mold him in his shapes. So it's not like just putting the spots. And well, color wise, I suggest we start with the black. Can be also, let's say, because of course black is more like classical, to do the spots, let's say, and then you color all in between. The second option, for example, could be also using dark purple. Yes. In this case, I did it kind of first. I did all the black, let's say the areas I want to be, I'm sure I want them to be black, like eyes, nose, and the spots of Cheetah. And then I took dark purple to do all the kind of darker parts. So the shadow parts, but they're not, you know, this blacky. And then afterwards, kind of you already go wild, and then you choose, yeah. So and you can choose limited color palette, or you can choose like really lots of colors. What I found nice, it's kind of, in some moments, you pick up unexpected color. For example, of course, here, anyway, I ended up using like something like sienna, and of course some brownish. I couldn't read that, get out that it's still Cheetah, yeah, it's kind of yellow brown. But then somewhere you use this light blue, somewhere you put the green, you know, and so something like this. Yeah, so we can start then. Yeah. And I'll see, you know, if during the process you also kind of get some interesting ideas, or how you want to do the colors. So please share, because it's all about kind of getting out for the experiment. And another thing that maybe could be useful when choosing colors or something. So sometimes you can kind of connect the Cheetah with the background. So here I also did a perimeter, and the background is separate. But let's say, for example, I can do brown perimeter and background, and then I get the same brown inside in between the spots. So somehow then there will be no line, and then it just kind of the cheetah is inside, yeah, but maybe in some parts. So let's see how it turns out. And for example, okay, so I'm starting with black. I will have black, and I will have straight away some dark purple. Because today maybe, okay, I will keep outline of the eyes and nose, and maybe some spots I will keep black, but some spots I will try already also do maybe purplish, yeah, to have all, because here I have all the spots just plain black. So maybe here also we can have something interesting done. And okay, so I have my purple and I have my black. The thing here, I remembered, the eyes. So, for example, one can do now only the black outline and leave them, and then decide how eyes, how you want them to be in the end. Let's say you already have everything, and then, because maybe you can also want to have them colorful. Yeah, in the end I've decided, I had them also like with lots of light first, some light blue, but then in the end, kind of these black ones turned better because, everything is colorful, then at least the eyes are, yeah, so, but let's see, yeah, I will also now leave them empty for the start, and in the end of painting, it will be then more.
Just as a question that will cut, not particularly for now, but when you get to doing it, it's very clear to me from my photograph and from what you've done that the kind of outline of the cheetah is fuzzy and the hair is fuzzy, and I kind of don't really know how to get that fuzziness. So can you kind of talk about that when you're doing it, please?
All right, the fuzziness you mean on the border or?
Yeah, on the border.
All right, I'll remember that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, the fuzziness at the border. Okay. So part of the eyes. It's in a proportion way. So depending what is your position, what is how your cheetah is situated, but still we always remember when he's not looking at us kind of straight, yeah, a little bit turned, then we always see one eye a bit smaller. Yes, we see a bit less, and in the size it's a bit smaller than the one that is closer to us. Yes, so kind of not to get those. Send it. The nose, for example, the nose, you can also, maybe first you want to do just the outline in the black. And actually I was putting there also purple, but then also just towards the end, I realized that now the nose I also want to do the more darker. Yes, but we can leave the nose also first. Not black completely. Because anyway, all these black outlines, we can add lots of them in the end. Yeah, so and the other thing, for example, when you Google all these kind of colorful animals, yeah, there are lots of them, different, and you can see that this interesting way they created, not only because they have lots of colors, but actually the shapes of these color forms are very interesting. In this my painting, I didn't manage, because actually then maybe it takes them more either planning from the start or more time in the end, but they have like really specific borders between the colors. And that can be they can be just kind of different curvy lines, yeah, that already not necessarily respond to the shape or the body of the animal. They're just, let's say, creative. Yeah, so one can also think of that. Yeah, so maybe let's see this example that Darren sent us, yeah, from you like probably also you have on the phone this bull, or what this animal, yeah, that Darren sent from his he said in the hotel room it was. And then you can see the shape. There are also all these black outlines on the important parts, but then all inside there are colors and some curvy lines between the colors. It can be some blue curvy line connected to the red, and then it's already not the line are just there by okay, I'm gonna do the spots. So maybe also like asking oneself, like, okay, I'll try to work a bit with purple. Let's say if then I can escape a bit from black. But maybe also kind of straight away. So once you find some pattern, you can just connect it into some, yeah, curvy. So my aim today, I think, will be exactly like this, to simplify the drawing. So maybe it has more of this just 3 curvy lines. Yeah, and then color-wise, what I like to do is also, so not rushing, of course, let's say we don't know yet all the colors we go in, so we're just going step by step. And we start with those we are sure we want to use. Yeah, so let's say black, this dark purple, and then kind of going one after another already by kind of intuition, which color speaks to us. Yeah, so now doing all these outlines, so still following, let's say, the anatomical story and the story of shadows, but already trying kind of to maybe exaggerate somewhere of these lines. Yeah, already not. Yeah, and some, then also it's kind of combination will be maybe some areas should be bigger. So some area of the color can be like one long red, or yeah, so kind of here also what I did, I have like all my colors are a bit the same size. Let's say I have purple, blue, green spots, but they're mixed like a puzzle of the same size. Today I'll try also get my puzzle, but with different size of pieces. Okay, I'm gonna the spots come back for the black. Somehow it feels. Doing this painting finally got me to Google the difference between jaguar, leopard, and cheetah, because when I was trying to name the video on YouTube, I was like, oh, okay. and actually it's exactly the spots how you can distinguish them. I mean, of course, like they're also there, one probably is faster, one probably, yeah, they have all their own qualities, but then it was like very cool, you know, like comparison. Then leopard and jaguar, their spots are not these, so they're not like just black dots. They are more like the dot is like the circle within the other circle, and let's say maybe there is like two color circle, the spots. Yeah, so and jaguar and leopards, then they would have these different spots, and cheetah, then it has more just this like. So okay, I'm still going kind of with black dots. I don't know what you're doing with the dots. Maybe you have some.
I'm only just about to start the dots, and I was looking at the difference in the size of the dots on the face against the size of the dots on the body, and how much smaller they are, and how I would approach that. That's where I'm at.
Good point. Yes, definitely. Yeah, we shouldn't. Like, so still some rules, I think. Yeah, of course, we try to keep. Exactly, this is the good point of the spots. All right, so I'll continue. So I'll do spots still just black, but all these spaces in between the spots where the body is, then I'll try to do the more like this bigger color areas, and then going with some maybe curvy lines around the spots. Yeah, because I didn't get any idea how I can do the. So probably will just.
And also, the spots aren't symmetrical on the different sides of the face.
Are they?
No.
Nice. Good to. Good observation. Yeah? Yeah, so definitely, like the best way also to do the spots, just actually to see how they're in real life. You know, the nature tells you the best way she did it. So there it's big, there is smaller, there it's turned more upwards, there it's more vertical, horizontal, and it's also, you know, this technique when you do kind of the drops, when you hit the brush and then the brush leaves the, especially in watercolors, you know, kind of when you want to do the snow, well, then you use probably like white gouache, or sometimes if you want to do the spots on the background, then you kind of fill in the brush with paint, and then you do the hitting like one brush with another, and then you get the drops all around. And it's always better to use this technique instead of sitting and, let's say, dotting your snow manually, because we will always be getting the equal distance. And but if you do this kind of this hitting, they will kind of fall naturally. You will get one bigger drop, one smaller, some more close together, some more apart. And if you sit and do, we always get them kind of boring, and so it's so that's why kind of, yeah, let's get inspired by nature, how nature is created. Okay, so yeah, the main kind of spots that characterize our particular animal. Okay, you have it, and then we try. All right. The color wise, what's your suggestions? Let's say, for example, I have this border of light, and I'm thinking, is there a way actually to replace it? Because of course it looks nice, it looks so shiny, you know, it's like we have once the feeling of light. So is it maybe just also as the black, you just leave it? Or if you do light pink, then maybe it won't be so shiny.
I think, and certainly looking at the photograph I have, there are areas here and across the lips that are particularly white, and I think that some of that I will leave white.
Yep.
As that kind of contrast, and actually to help shape the face.
Yeah.
That's my feelings about this photograph. And actually, with the way the white is, it's sitting across the body, so it'll kind of also contrast with the body where there's a shadow from the head.
Yeah. Good.
So that was a long answer. Yes, I would leave some white in.
I really appreciate, yes, because I'm really looking also for your artist expertise, Karen. So now yellow. Okay, just for the sake of experiment, I will try to do it light pink. So still then I will try to maintain the contrast, but just kind of to change the color palette. Let's see just if it works. In the end, it will be just so take the Naples yellow. About the fluffiness, so actually here I did two things. So first, of course, let's say the border. So first, I think I went just kind of just the border, you know. So maybe in some areas I did it, yeah, not so strict the line, fluffy line. But here later, that what I did is when I already painted the brown, then I just went on top of the brown also a bit of their little white strokes, you see?
Yeah.
And that's it. So kind of, it's also because I was just painting the mustache, yeah, these white lines, and then just I did kind of, let's say I said, there are more mustache on the face, so, and but then of course just the shape also, it goes like a bit curvy, a bit just yeah, or also kind of here where the head is, maybe sometimes a bit exaggerating, going out of the line. Yeah, so sometimes you can start just with a plain line, but then on purpose you a bit prolong some parts. Okay, so I have marked my light areas in pink. Yeah, also kind of just dry brush is also good. So just when already maybe have a bit less paint on my brush, then just going a bit fluffy on the border. Okay. I will try to play with okay, I'll play a bit with the light purple. Yeah, I think purple in general in this type of colorful animals paintings looks good, and you can do the variations of dark purple, light purple, and Yeah, and now again, not forgetting. So already it happened to me. I've used a bit bigger brush and then I stopped forming this kind of curvy shapes, you know, that is kind of the and somehow green color actually looks very, very nice. Yeah, so we play, let's say, with all those yeah, the purple, pink, black, something. But when I was analyzing and looking at other examples of those paintings, I've noticed that many of them has little, but some green. And then when I put also kind of in the end, I put some green. So this is my first painting. It was felt like a good touch. So what I did then some light purple areas. And now I'm playing a bit around here with the body, with the spots. And I added to the purple, mix a bit more red. So let's say now I have a bit similar, but more kind of pinky bright. Yeah, because it's also, it's a little bit about those unexpected colors. And what's also kind of when you sit one color next to another, so you can kind of just follow sometimes a bit the border. So let's say I have this dark line of purple, and then I sit another color and I kind of in a curvy way follow its border, and then in some moment I stick, like kind of get it away, but so then it's a bit floating one into another. Okay, good. So, and then I will use this purplish red, or purple more red here instead of those orange where I was putting. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to juggler with pinky. So also, let's say I've realized now I don't know, some area I should have left a bit more white, a bit more light, so in the purpose of the feeling of structure, and then of course I see some white acrylics, leave it, let it dry, and then I'll be back there to correct later. Yeah, and then also doing variations of those lines, that somewhere it ends up in a tiny line, but in the middle somewhere it turns a bit more round and curvy. So kind of we do the Yeah, and then I change also brushes kind of a lot. So I go also with my tiny brush in some areas. And then, of course, more often looking from far away. What's the, how it's forming. Actually, I really think in this kind of, so unless you have it, let's say, already planned in a sketch where which color you're gonna have, yeah, and then just maybe doing the big scale. Yeah, but if it's kind of in process of choosing, then it's really like no, should be no rush, you know, no rushing to put the colors. Just better kind of weave some areas first, go to the ones that you have the feeling they. Yeah, and coming back to light colors as well, yeah, where it's needed. Yeah, also like the area around the eyes should also like look and analyze how it's in real life. So where is the light, where is the shadow parts, like around the eyes, for example. Yeah, then maybe the, let's say the area of eyebrows can be in more light. The area under the eyebrows can be. Okay, I will add a bit blue to kind of spicing up a bit. So with the blue as well, should check which, because it's like with the purple, we can be putting the dark or the light, and then both work, but then just not to. Yeah, the light works better. Light blue. How's your progress, Karen? Which all right, we continue. So I continue with the light blue. Light blue is one of those also effective colors that kind of, especially if you want to exaggerate it a bit with some dark ones, that this one is, yeah, but then as I said, just be careful also choosing light or dark blue too. Now, how are you doing, Karen? Which?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. I've sent you a picture.
Oh, okay. This is, I'm excited to see. Very sweet. Okay, so you also went for the pink and purple. Nice. Yes. Yeah, looks a bit more like a bear, no? Like
Yes. Even when I was sketching it, I thought this looks like a bear. Looks like a teddy bear.
Yeah. Oh, I think you can feel a bit like the sweet personality as you are. You know. Nice. Don't like. I really like. Well, the color combination, yes, that colors are still clean also, yes, important. And what shall we do? Yeah, I think maybe kind of give yourself time to pick up the colors, yeah, to continue. Because, so for example, it's a little bit the same where I'm now, yeah? So I decided and I went a bit with blue. That kind of gives also a bit maybe this neutral effect, yeah, but then maybe in the end just somewhere I might add maybe orange, some bright or something, yeah, maybe again the green could be or something, yeah. So let's say, for example, we can compare, so like you have spots, so it's more a bit similar like I have on my first, yeah. And here I'm trying to do those long curvy kind of lines. So then you can choose. Yeah? So you say, okay, I just kind of make it colorful with the spots, or so the spots will be the same size, or let's say you go and color here in between one big area with one color and then big area with another. Yeah, or you do lots of combinations of small colors. Yeah, so because here we did, let's say, like basics, of course. Yeah, we did spots, we did some of these main shadows, main lights. And now we can already, let's say, play.
Yeah.
So it's, I think, like, since we have the structure, now it's really more about colors looking good. Yeah, in between themselves. So yeah, and then it's maybe also the moment thinking about the background. So shall I do here as is here like outline, or as it was also maybe I experiment today on just some part, then I kind of, yeah, like also here, let's say we don't really know where the body is ending. We just do the color that is in between the dark spots, we put it also outside. Yeah, but again, maybe not everywhere, just on some of those back areas, but like this border, maybe it's good to leave like more precise. Yeah, because it's exactly, this one is more of the outline. But cool, yeah, then we can think about something in the end with the eyes. Yeah, the popular, of course, they also do it different colors sometimes. Sometimes they also put, let's say, different combination of colors inside. So I can sit, let's say, dark red or like light pink with some dark red, and the other one maybe light blue and yeah, something else. I tried it also with those eyes, but as I said, then in the end I still chose them. But I did hear some very nice, I mixed, it was kind of reddish, yeah, like intense red with brown or something. So they still look, let's say, dark. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, yeah, Karen, so just experiment with color, like your feeling, or it's generally sometimes more in the mood, like, you know, the way we pick up colors is...
Yeah. Pinks and purples are my favorites, so I do use them a lot.
That's good, yeah. All right, I continue with the blue a bit, yeah, because it gives kind of, it separates nicely some areas, so then it's, yeah, and then if I put some later some orange, and then we know that I like just the combination of blue and orange, so probably then it will. And of course, I think like maybe choosing the color palette. So probably exactly those main areas. Yeah, like you also have, they're more combined purple, pink. Yes, and so actually like the bigger space is covered with those colors that are matching. And then just somewhere like accents, you put some opposite colors or the ones that shine out. Yeah, but then of course it's also, it's important where you put them. Yeah, so not just somewhere, but maybe somewhere where we want to emphasize some parts and. So I have also this light green. I will check. Oh, no, it's not this one. So olive green. The olive green is also one of. I use it in the watercolors and here on acrylics. It's such nice. It's kind of also is it shiny because it has so much yellow in it. So one can also use it. Now I'll try to see. Maybe not really, not this time. No. Okay. Yeah, but not this time. Green didn't kind of sit in there. So again, just putting white on top and let it rest. Yeah, there is also kind of traditional rule: if you don't know something, better not to paint it at all. Yeah, and then it will look better than yeah. So if there is a hand of person, then just almost leave it out or just do one line instead of trying to do all the fingers and something. And yeah, so it's also if here some area you kind of tried it once, second time, still a bit unsure, struggling, then I usually, okay, so let's say erase it, or yeah, you put the white acrylics on top at once. The whole painting looks already better. And then you have time kind of to think and maybe something. Yeah, and also, for example, if some color doesn't comes up into your mind, then we can always use the variation. So yeah, we can take blue and then we can a bit go with the bit darker blue, a bit lighter blue. So then it also helps. Then we stay in the similar palette. And yeah, and still not forgetting. So even if, let's say, yes, you put the main areas of light and shadow on the face. So still your body, yeah, of course, maybe on your reference picture, you can't see it, or maybe it's just all in the light. But if you still see also on the body that some area is in the shadow and some in the light, then also with the choice of colors, we can relate. This week I got a very nice chance to paint on the wall, and it's always exciting. Not often people give you a wall to have fun, and it was my cousin. She's opening her how do you say it? Like she's doing nails, yeah. So the salon for the manicure and the pedicure, and so she finally found the space and she was arranging it. And so first she said, "Oh, I need some painting for the wall, like in canvas or something." And then we were looking together, and I said, what about maybe just painting on the wall? And yeah, so I got 2 days of. I'll send it later in the chat. It was painting on the walls.
That's really exciting.
It is. It's and actually it was much easier. Like it wasn't that hard as I imagined. Yeah. So like tracing so of course I prepared the sketch in the paper. But then it's easy, you just kind of measure the wall and divide it into squares. Yeah, and then just place your pencil drawing there accordingly. Yeah, and then with the paints, yeah, so in the end it was some a bit like Japanese, those flowers. So it was a bit like something in between sakura, but then she said, no, I want the flowers to be bright red, and the bright red flowers with some branches. And yeah.
That sounds really exciting.
It's cool. It was, and it's such a pleasure. You have such a space.
Yeah.
But there it's really kind of, I was moving a lot back and forth. So you paint 3 steps back, see how it looks, go back, because yeah, this is really like one of the areas I would like to go improving myself as an artist. So so I said, okay, if you get visitors and if someone asks, then please recommend.
Point them my way.
Yeah, because actually when I was there, like the second day finishing, and there was one of her friends, and she was kind of having her nails done, and yeah, she was like, oh, like we also were looking forward to do something on our wall, but then in the end of course it was expensive way to pay the artist. I was like, well, I might be not so expensive as because for me it's like really just give me the wall to practice to
Yeah.
yeah, and like the price you just pay for the materials, and yeah. And once I did also like on the wall outside. So it was also, I found on Facebook, there was some girl, they had their, so it's inside the city, kind of inside patio, and they had a common wall with neighbors and people who lived there before. They painted something there, and she said that like they felt it's like really negative, so they were really looking forward to change it. And then I contacted, and then we were kind of spent some time doing the ideas, and then we went painting with those how you call them, the spray, yeah, from the
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then it was also some kind of colorful tree, and like the most important, and they stayed very happy, and so here is also, I was like, the most important that my cousin is happy that she liked it, because she's going to be working there. And okay. But I was always joking that you still have the paint from the walls you used, so in any case, one can. But then later it's also good. You can still go on top with paint. And then I said, next year we just can change, you know, for the season, next season we can do something. If you get bored. Yes.
Would you do that? Would you just change it?
Which one?
Your mural, your painting on the wall. Would
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
go back and change it again?
No, I said to her that, so the one I did, she liked. Well,
yeah.
I hope she says like don't like, if we are relatives, you still can say, you know, you don't like it, and we can go on top with the. But no, she said no. I like it. Let's leave it. But I said okay. But then next year, yeah, then we can have something new, you know, just for the sake of
having a wall to paint on.
For me, yeah, it would be like, okay, another project. Okay, chatting made me a bit overdo with the blues. Kind of. So, what I have. I was shopping also earlier, and I got myself a copper color.
Oh, did you?
So
I like metallics.
Yeah. The gold one I'm using kind of all the time, but now the time for copper to experiment, especially because it might fit here nicely. Reddish. The only thing that they usually, well, the ones I have, they all like halfly transparent.
Oh, really?
In the way that they're not covering like firmly. Yeah. So let's say, but sometimes it's good because then they stay, like, let's say the white paper still shines through and they are light. Yeah, so
I like underpainting with metallics.
But what you mean? You put metallics and then on top you do some.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good idea to experiment. Now, what do you say about this copper appearing? I think it's.
I like it. I like the contrast.
I think it's somehow kind of. It's good. It's still a bit in this reddish general palette, but it gives a bit more warmer because I've used some blue. That the good thing in some areas, let's say I can always put a bit yellow on top of blue, and then we go to the bit warmer greenish area. Because my first painting looks so warm and shiny, and now I feel the second is kind of cold. Keep the distance.
It would be interesting to do this in pastels.
Oh, okay. I think we're going to continue doing. Well, Darren has so much pictures of animals, and I think it can keep us busy for a very long time. And yes, all pastels. That's totally coming up. Yeah, because I already missed them. We've been doing acrylics lately.
We have.
Yeah, so it's time to
It is.
pick up the box. Yes, yes, yes.
And you were talking about metallics. I bought myself some, last time I got paid, I bought myself some metallic pastels.
I didn't even know something like this.
I think they're Sennheiser. I'll see if I can find them in a minute.
Oh. Okay, I'm noting on my, I have here the like the list where what I want to buy. I'm noting metallic pastels. You got me intrigued. And I will go with some orangey, or maybe also some gold.
I'm just adding in some yellow, really bright yellow. It's a cadmium. No, I haven't gone for that one. I decided that was too orange. I've gone for a primary yellow, she says. I sat with them both.
Yeah.
Going, which one do I use?
It's also good since we've used purple, and then we know the yellow and purple, of course, are the opposite colors. So then it's also kind of, you know, like the way you combine them. Yeah, so see if how much where you put yellow. Yeah, so then the look in equilibrium.
Just trying to get the blue paint out of my favorite brush.
Yeah, the blue is like this, no? You might need paper towel and then another wash and
Yeah, change the water, got paper towel. Right, I think it's time.
Blue, it's time for you to go.
Right.
Mixing. And don't forget also the background. So maybe, yeah, the moment,
Yeah.
especially if you go already to some borders of your cheetah, then, but then again, yeah, just we can decide also in the process. So we can, of course, finish probably the cheetah and then go deciding on the, and then if, let's say, decide to combine, yeah, then it's also no problem. We just go with the colors used. And sometimes it's also worth kind of going a bit more with black somewhere, because of course we might have, yeah, already also kind of over covered black. So it's a little bit retracing, giving those accents. Yeah, maybe somewhere, maybe even just kind of a thin line as an outline. I can also. I have one kid in also like teaching to paint, and he never wants to paint what I suggest. Of course, I think you know, some interesting things. I give him like many options. He's like, no, and he always wants to paint something like, okay, what he wants. That's okay. But for example, it's already the third lesson. We are painting a bottle, and first it was a Pepsi bottle, then it was a Coca-Cola bottle, and the next one is coming a Fanta. And I'm saying, okay, at least let's kind of change. Now we were doing the plastic bottle, let's experiment how to paint the glass. He's like, no. And it's always the same, just like changing. So curious how they have some idea and that's it.
Is it because he knows how to paint a bottle and he's frightened of going to something he doesn't know how to paint?
No, I don't think so, because well, before we were painting, the old kids, they all like, of course, painting all those cartoon heroes.
Oh yeah.
And it's also a little bit hard to get them out. So with one kid, we agreed that one lesson I choose and one lesson he chooses. Yeah, so then when I choose, then of course we paint whatever. And then when we paint those heroes, then I always then I say, okay, but let's put him in some area. Then let's put the forest. Let's put some roads, trees, flowers. So then at least kind of. And with this kid with the bottles, also there is a moment we've painted all the characters of some cartoon. And of course, like, we don't know their name, but I was like, Googling, okay, who are those guys?
Yeah.
and also interesting, with some kids, it's really hard to get them out drawing very little size.
Yeah.
Some kids I see, they at once they have huge paper and they draw big and kind of, and with others, I on purpose say, okay, let's put the first line on top of the page, the other line at the bottom, this will be our size, but still they end up doing it like 2 centimeter drawing. And curious, it's like, and I see those patterns so let's say I have, I don't know, 4 or 6 different kids I work at the moment, and let's say, and half are this way, they really draw this little tiny, and I emphasize that let's make our drawing bigger, and they make effort to make it bigger, but they can't like make it for the whole size of the paper. It's,
you do realize, of course, that I'm the same, only the other way around. I find it really difficult to draw and paint on A4. I'd much rather be doing big.
But I think that's a positive. Okay, let's start with orange.
All right, I'm sending again because I want you to have a look and see how much yellow I've put on. I think I've probably put on enough.
Let's see. I'm excited. The progression.
It does look more bear-like now, though.
Last time we were painting something, but it turned the other animal.
Yeah, last week I was painting a cat and it looked like a rat. I swear, when I was sketching it, I was there with my pencil and going, yeah, that's really broad, and yeah, that relates to that. I do think my sketching has improved since I've been doing these classes, though, so thank you.
Oh, I'm really happy to hear, yes. Okay, yellow looks cool. Yellow gives freshness at once, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Yeah, let's think of the other spaces.
Yeah, I think I'm going to come back in with some green.
Maybe it's worth now thinking about the nose and the eyes, actually.
Yeah.
And then maybe kind of refilling other spaces, because of course, maybe like on the face, some areas you can leave white, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
And also maybe kind of lighter yellow, you know, like a bit more watery, can go maybe behind the ear also, so it's kind of stays, so not to leave it white, because then let's say the lightest spots we will have on the face, and since still this part of the body is behind the ear, even if the light is falling there, we can have, so maybe not so bright yellow, but just kind of,
yeah, maybe even just go to an ochre.
Yeah. Exactly, ochre would be nice, because then we stay in this yellowish
tones.
Yes. Yeah, and then the eyes can be then exactly have to decide. Maybe also on separate paper can leave a few strokes if if it's still kind of unsure which one to go. I try to think why it looks more like a bear than maybe the face more round. So
yeah,
and the ears maybe also like
the ears are very round.
So not like a cat.
But the ears, certainly because that's one thing that really struck me about the photographs I've got is how round the ears are. Compared with my cat's ears, who are really quite pointed.
Yeah.
And how they kind of sit down on the head. But it's also possibly because this one's actually got its head down slightly and its hackles are up. So it shouldn't look cute. And they flatten they bring their ears down, don't they? All cats bring their ears down so that they're not sticking up over the horizon line when they're hunting.
Yeah. No, but still, I agree that the cheetah's ears, maybe in general, they have them more, roundy, so not that shaky as. Because this one's also have.
Yeah. And also this one, all of its attention is forward. It's whatever it is going after something. Because its ears are forward and its eyes are forward and it's moving forward, moving towards the camera. In fact, if I was the cameraman, I'd be really worried.
I'll definitely ask tomorrow Darren about, okay, maybe he just has kind of very huge camera lens and then he can sit in a big distance. Because he, like, on his Facebook, I followed he was posting like lots of lions, lots of also crocodiles and like all the animals you can even imagine. And I was like, whoa, Darren, how close you were.
Right.
Yeah, so now deciding. Yeah, so we still need. I left your drawing here open, so I can also kind of contemplate and see what it feels. But still, so decisions to make: the eyes, the nose. Yes, maybe if the eyes are colorful, maybe the nose doesn't have to be so colorful. Maybe you can just put some purple there and make it neutral, let's say. Yeah. And then decision about the background. I think still doing the background would be nice, not to leave it white, so still kind of sit him in some area. Yeah. All right, I'll finish with my orangey and will also join you in those decisions. Righty. Okay, let's think about eyes. I'm mixing red and copper maybe, because still somehow I feel making them a bit more darker, and some brown. Yeah, because making them very light, I think we'll have kind of creative feeling, a bit kind of, I don't know, vampire-ish jumping out. Ah, too red, too red. No, not like it. Somehow there on the first round it was better. Okay, did the eyes neutral, not too. And then going on top a bit more black, just also kind of.
You know what I think I'll do later is actually print out the photograph and then lay my sketch against it so that I can see exactly where I've gone wrong in terms of the proportions that make it look so bear-like.
It's a good, actually very good exercise, yes. To I will think what to do with the background. Background. I think maybe, so this trick, you know, when you do some yellow outline and then the object is shining. So maybe I go with a bit yellow, moving it to the orange. Yeah, yellow on one side and then orange on the other. Let's see. So, yellow with white. Okay, my cheetah is burning. It's on fire. Poor cheetah sat here on fire. Yeah.
It does look very red in the back, I have to say. What time is it?
Very good question. Yeah. It's 10, so your time 10 to 6. Imagine.
Time goes so quickly on a Saturday afternoon.
It does. But it's I mean, good sign then, especially if you don't kind of would be worse if one keeps on looking on the time. You know?
God, yeah, that's true. Well, I'd have stopped coming, wouldn't I? Really, if that was the case.
I mean, I have no rush. I'm kind of still looking forward to finish this to some level. So yeah, I mean, and of course, if you have to go, you feel free.
No, I have nothing on this evening at all. Very sad Saturday night at home on my own. I'll get the violin out.
Well, then we just continue till we get some final result. We are happy. Okay, I'm definitely more happy with my first cheetah than the second. I think, you know, going with the natural flow somehow probably is better than kind of trying here, you know, purpose change some colors or something. And,
Well, they're different, aren't they? And the first one is more naturalistic.
Yes, exactly.
Is that your issue with it then, that you prefer it because it's more naturalistic? Because actually, I think I prefer your second one.
Right. Yes, I think that's probably the issue, because kind of I lean usually towards the realistic, although I try to push myself also towards more experimental.
There's a piece here down the neck that just where it looks almost like water flowing that I just, and that kind of for me is, there's something about the way cheetahs move that is like water flowing, isn't it? And I kind of think that that's something one could grab and push further.
Wow, okay. So what have you decided on eyes and?
Yeah, my eyes are done.
Ooh, okay.
My background's done. Although my background could be a bit more even, actually. I prefer to have a solider colour. solider, if that's such a word.
Okay, then it's you can send me the.
Well, I've still got some white bits. I haven't put in my yellow ochre yet, which I do want to do.
Oh, of course, yeah. Go ahead, because I'm still.
But I will. I will. But it's also very wet at the moment because I've just done the background. Mm. And I also want to go back in with some blacks to pick up the spots.
Yes, yes.
One thing's certain, there's nothing naturalistic about this. Lifting paint now. Stop.
Yeah, this is also what happens. I want to correct, but the paint is lifting up, and I was like, bah. It's,
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh. Yes, I know what it is and why it looks so, or one of the reasons it looks so bear-like is that hump at the back where the fur is bristling on mine. Makes that helps to make it look more bear-like, I think. Just sent you another picture.
Sure. Yeah. You can also, if you want, if you have on the phone, maybe you can send the original, the one you got inspired.
Oh yes, not on my phone. I will.
Oh, I mean, it's not a must. It was just for curiosity.
Yeah.
Of course.
No, what we'll do though, I must admit I've got my work laptop here as well as my own laptop. I mustn't get paint on it. She says it's got paint on her hands.
Later you say, oh, it came this way.
Yeah, no, I can't say that. No one will believe me. They all know what I do when I'm not at work.
All right, take a look. Yes. Yeah, I have chosen not an easy one, I think.
I think it's the face is too wide.
But in general, also this original, yeah, probably not very typical, or I think.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it can be actually very easy mistaken for. So yeah, if you don't have like all these spots on the body, yes, if I cover all those spots, and yeah, and since we've changed the colors a lot, of course, we are not painting the original then, because the face is good. I mean, I think you've done the sketch correctly. It's just actually, yeah, looks like this. Yes, maybe. Okay, here comes also with the eyes. Yeah, and the red background. Oh, sweet. Yes, love your decision on red. It's actually very nice. I might also do some red. I like those blue stripes under on this side of the face. It looks like okay. Let's go. It's bear, and the face is like he was getting into troubles. Those blue lines on the side of the face. And the other side is like good. Maybe it reminds me, right? Like the one, the angel and the devil side. So the side on the light looks like I'm a good one. On the other side, yeah, let's go get it. You know?
Kill.
Something, yeah. I like blue nose. Also, good choice. Yeah, color-wise, it's like such a huge experiment, no?
Yeah,
Wow.
I've really enjoyed playing with the color.
Cool. I'm happy you enjoy it. I also find it's very, very awesome experiment to. That helps also learn a lot about colors and so finishing my background. Yeah, so maybe next week we can do I mean some animal or maybe some landscape, and then we can use the pastels. But then the animal, I think, is better with the pastels.
Yeah, I think we should give this technique a go with pastels.
Yeah. We can continue, then we just change maybe for some, maybe just giraffe or
yeah.
Crocodiles are mean. But the giraffe is the sweeter one.
Yeah, if I drew a crocodile, it'll probably come out looking sweet.
Yeah, I think it's also a good one not to. That was actually, I was happy in the end that I paint today with you and then I paint later with the guys, because then it's such kind of new technique and it's good to give it several tries.
Yeah.
Because of course, just with one go.
Also, might probably get different feedback from me than you get from them.
You mean what you mean exactly?
Just things might be. I asked you whether you preferred the first one because it's naturalistic or because it's contemporary. So that's come.
Oh, I know the Darren and Mel, they prefer realistic for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then I can come back to my realistic. Here it was the maybe I don't really have to go against. I mean, if I have a tendency to like this, I just like kind of in an experiment way or more, you know, like finding, because I find that sometimes I tend to copy photo too much.
Yeah.
And then I say, oh, why I do it? I mean, there is a photo, then the painting shouldn't be a copy of the photo. But so then I just kind of put this effort to make something, but then I don't like it. But okay.
Because looking at them both, I don't actually think one is better than the other. They're just different.
It's different. Yeah. Okay, here I want to do something with the face. So exactly, I can do like a little bit what you asked at the start, and because now I feel it's like a too liney here where the light of the face. So what I do, one can do both. Go a little bit with red inside and with light pink outside. So probably better to start with the light pink. And then just dry brush. It's also good if it's kind of a bit fluffy, maybe all fluffy. So then just kind of a bit
tap.
Tap, 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 exactly, just pointy. So it's dry, so nothing is floating, and the paint sits a bit firmly. And then in case I do it too much, then just go from the other side with the color of background. So maybe it's first kind of even you can go a bit more with the light and then just correct. Yeah, and then going also kind of in different areas. So then the line changes to be more, the shape can be maybe a bit more curvy. So on one part I went out, and then maybe some other parts I'm going in. And also what can sometimes can be just reducing the contrast. Yeah, so if it feels still kind of too liney, means, for example, now I go and all these my very light pink, I just kind of go on top of it with the, so I kind of calm the contrast. Sometimes it's also, especially since it's a backline on the like it's more far away, then maybe it's not so necessary. Okay, I start liking the second. Yeah, it's not that bad. Maybe I would work a bit more on some. Okay, yeah, I will work a bit more on some brown lines inside. So, but yeah, so Karen, feel free. Yeah, if you're also still working. Yeah, I just had to feel a bit calming down my blues. And what I also do often, so let's say, so I don't remove blue, but I just go with the watery brush with some muddy paint. Yeah, so it's transparent, watery, but it's some of those leftovers, something browny, and then or grayish, and then it kind of calms down the brightness. Okay, tomorrow I follow your idea, and of course I take some other movement. Otherwise, the third time the same would be a bit already. Because I've seen in Darren's photo, there is also one kind of that he's hunting, so in this kind of jumpy positions. So this one is more like a portrait looking, and one can do more also like the feeling of the body, the jumping. Alrighty, already too much, overdoing. I'll leave it. The sweet moment of taking the
masking tape off.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, I've still got some finishing off to do because I've got to let it dry a bit, but I shall send you my final photograph now.
Yes, please. This one actually took longer. When I was preparing, it also took me longer than general, let's say, drawing. So somehow probably maybe this technique goes.
There you go. I just sent the last pic.
Awesome. Let's take a look. Still not getting.
Of course, I didn't send it. There we go.
Yes. I was thinking, well, I probably someone didn't press the button.
You're always welcome to say that to me because it's the thing I like to forget to do.
I will, yes. It's normal. It happens too. Okay. Good. I think you've covered some white areas, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I like it more. I like it that the white areas a bit less. Somehow the face started looking more united, no? More. And yeah, and those orangey parts also looking good. Compare. Yeah. It was not orangey now with oranges. Kind of better. Cool. It's fun. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot the mustache. Not sure if I showed the mustache or not. Yeah, on your painting, I wouldn't do the white lines.
No.
No. Cool. I like it. I like how you added orange. Looks bright. And it also gave, like, if you choose more browny, then maybe it wouldn't look so. Cool. Good job, Erin. Huh?
Thank you.
Yeah. I really love the red you've chosen. Makes, some also.
That was a really deep red, and I mixed brown into it just to kind of knock it right down.
And the spots, I like also this light side of the face. So it has this very sweet grayish blue, pink, and those little spots. Yeah, so it's, and the other face. So I really like this combination. Something you've managed that one face, yeah, has those dark blue, purple stripes, and the other face has this very gentle. And also under the face, very cool, this purple going into this pink. Yeah, very like that they stayed very clean, those colors, they stayed very fresh. Yes, because it's also easy to mess up and go with some sweet. Okay, we're definitely experimenting with other animal and this.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It was very fun, yeah. Okay, I think I will. Yeah, no, I'll not do the mustache. I'm already lazy. Although they look good, yeah, they look good, the white ones. They kind of give some touch, but okay, let's.
I prefer the one you've done today.
Thank you, Karen. I will contemplate. I will analyze.
I mean, it's perfectly reasonable to have a preference for realism.
Yeah.
In fact, it's much more commercial to be realistic.
But I mean, it's a question. What is more like? What you mean by commercial? It's like
you can sell it.
You can sell realism, or it's a question. What sells better?
Yeah, I think realism sells better because it's easier for people to understand.
Yes. It depends where you sell. Of course, if you sell for some hotels who need some, interior design, then of course, some neutral goes better. If you go for the personal, people want to recognize the emotion. So it's probably the market for both.
There is, yes. Hotels have got more money. I'll go for the hotels, I think. Okay, thank you so much, Evie. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Karen, for being here and for joining this session, creating a new piece of art.
I look forward to seeing what the others create tomorrow.
Yep, me too. Then, and we talk for the next week. What are we painting? But pastels, you got me. Yeah, excited.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay.
All right. See you later.
See you. Have a good evening.